Add to stream. Hey y'all. I do not like this lighting, but we're gonna have to work with it for right now. What's up, y'all? How is everybody doing? I'm over here looking. Y'all know I'm not that great with StreamYard yet, but we are getting there. And then I'm going to go ahead and start. Is there any way that I could share my screen? Because that's what I need to do. But what's up, y'all? It's been a minute. I missed you guys. Hope y'all are doing okay. Told y'all 11:30. Thank y'all for being in the building. Let me know what's going on. What's up? What's up, Cisco? Thank you for joining. Yeah, thank you for joining. I gotta make you a mod, so give me just a second to do that. Oh, you can hear me. Yeah, I gotta make you a mod, Cisco. How you do that? But yeah, we got a lot to talk about today, y'all. You know, some updates going on and some cases that have interested me, interested a lot of us in the community. Let me see. How can I share my screen? Oh, share screen. Don't show these tips again. On a good computer, screen sharing is easiest. Share screen. Your entire screen. So let's see. Y'all can still see me. What else can y'all see? Okay. So the first thing we're going to discuss, come on over to Instagram. Come follow LA Show over here. We got a lot of topics that we be discussing over here, which I really do appreciate. I like that a lot. But first things first, let's talk about Breonna Taylor, because this case has just been irritating a lot of people. A lot of people. It's not the fact that not only did she get murdered, it's the simple fact that, you know, nobody really seems to care when it comes to the politicians in Louisville. So a couple days ago, Benjamin Crump decides that, you know, he wants to make a statement. And he said that, you know, we expect charges will be filed. So we're still waiting on that. That was back on August 13th. And we're still waiting. So Daniel Cameron is the Attorney General. That guy is not budging still. Also, another update in Breonna's case from 2 days ago. Breonna Taylor billboard vandalized with red paint splattered on her forehead. You got to be a different type of person to do some sick stuff like that. What do y'all think? I think that's just sickening. Let me get back because I have everything lined up properly. So one of the billboards Breonna Taylor that recently went up around Louisville has been vandalized. 26 billboards were erected in and around the city by Oprah Winfrey's magazine earlier this month. Yeah, this is just sickening. But it goes to show you the type of disrespect that people would give to a woman who has been victimized. And we are going to continue on with another update with Breonna Taylor. And this one broke my heart. I love my older people, my elders. I really do love elders, you know, just their fight and everything they've done for us, laying the blueprint for us. You know, you can't knock an elder. So we have an article here from thecourierjournal.com. Senior citizens facing charges after sit-in for Breonna Taylor at Attorney General Daniel Cameron's lawn. So, Louisville, Kentucky, police charged 7 senior citizens with criminal trespassing and arrested one of them during a Thursday morning sit-in on the front lawn of Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron's Louisville home. The seniors were hosting the sit-in to demand justice for Breonna Taylor when a number of police officers responded to the scene. And, we understand that, a little invasion of privacy may have taken place. However, these are older people and they're just sitting there and they're asking for what the community is asking for. You looking at all this. I mean, that's sickening. Truly sick. Come on now. What y'all think about that? I'm curious to know, what do y'all think about that situation with Breonna? Because it seems like there is a lot of hesitation because apparently somebody up top made a very, very detrimental mistake. And, that's the only way that we can cut and dry this situation. Somebody has made a very detrimental mistake. Breonna Taylor was the cost. And now, they're not going to admit their mistake openly. I think it's a lot of talk in the background on what they can specifically do to these officers. But we also have to look at the person who allowed the warrant to go through in the first place. Who wrote the warrant? That person also needs to be charged as well. Now, this story I posted a couple of days ago, and I simply find Breasia Terrell. Let's listen to what has taken place with Breasia.
We took it as, who the hell are you talking to? Because we have been cooperative, we have been listening. I took it as he must have been talking to them because there's a really right when not being cooperative. And Henry's mother, his girlfriend, his sister, there's a right that are constantly going downtown trying to get, his belongings instead of, trying to help me get into their brother's head. Henry Dinkins, the man police named as a person of interest in the case, and the last person with Breasia before she disappeared. He's in jail right now on an unrelated charge. Breasia's mother says she's working with police and she's working on her own to get the word out about her daughter. She's decorated cars with photos of Breasia and is also posted flyers around the Quad Cities, in some cases handing them directly to people who are walking around. So it's like a routine for us, we know what needs to be done. We may be the ones that may be able to break the case just by getting a picture out there and putting them in anybody's hand that's willing to take a flyer. Police last updated the public 2 weeks ago on the case. They last described the investigation as being another of a missing Davenport.
All right, y'all. So I hope y'all could hear that report that is coming out of Davenport, Iowa. And I'm going to read this updated article. They're still searching for her as of today. She went missing on July 10th of 2020. And they're still searching for her as of today, or a couple hours ago. So Breasia Terrell, Davenport school counselor, helps missing 10-year-old family Hold out hope as fall semester approaches. It's been more than a month since anyone has seen missing 10-year-old Breasia Terrell, who is enrolled to be a fifth grader this fall at Davenport Community School District. A school counselor has been helping the family hold out hope as the September 8th date approaches. Positivity is what is truly driving her, what's driving Breasia's mom, said Deborah Stevenson, the student achievement specialist who has been in contact with Breasia's mother, Aisha Langford, and I know it drives me waking up every day and just simply saying, is today the day? A few days after Breasia went missing, Stevenson realized that she was a participant in a mentorship program she oversees. She asked for help from her network on Facebook. People saw it, telephone calls started coming in, people wanted to know what they could do to help, and the donations really piled up, Stevenson said. She soon made a delivery to Breasia's family, bottled water, Gatorade, snacks, and hand sanitizer. She's amazing. I love her, said Langford. She has helped me a lot. Langford is still convinced that her daughter will return and go to school this fall. I know she loves school. She loves her friends. She loves the teachers, Langford said. We're ready to welcome her home, said Stevenson. So basically, Breasia's mom, Aisha Langford, has given out a statement saying that Breasia went and spent the night with her alleged father, because I have not been able to verify if this is her real father or her stepfather. And if anybody has been looking into this, please, by all means, let us know if this man is her real father. But Henry Dinkins is the son of Aisha Langford's father, and that was made pretty much flat out for sure in the articles I've read. But yeah, this is a really sad story of this young, beautiful girl, and we need to find her ASAP. ASAP. It's been a month already, over a month, and she's still out wherever she could possibly be by herself, a 10-year-old girl. And, you know, with the whole hypersexualization of children going nowadays, I think it's time that we really take a look at these cases and not just glaze over them, you know. So we have the Flint, Michigan water crisis. This just doesn't make any sense to me, but let's look at Wikipedia and what they have to say. The Flint water crisis is a public health crisis that started in 2014 after the drinking water source for the city of Flint, Michigan was changed. In April of 2014, Flint changed its water source from treated Detroit Water and Sewage Department's water sourced from Lake Huron and the Detroit River to the Flint River. Officials failed to apply corrosion inhibitors to the water. As a result, lead from aging pipes reached into the water supply, leading to extremely elevated levels of heavy metal neurotoxin and exposing over 100,000 residents to elevated lead levels. A pair of scientific studies proved that lead contamination was present in the water supply. The city switched back to the Detroit water system in October of 2015. It later signed a 30-year contract with the new Great Lakes Water Authority in November of 2017. So 2 years later, Michigan Governor Rick Snyder declared a state of emergency in Genesee County, of which Flint is the major population center. I mean, all of this just seems like you drop the ball, you continuously dropping the ball on this community. And it makes you think of what other communities could possibly be going through this with untreated water systems. Shortly thereafter, President Barack Obama declared a federal state of emergency, authorizing additional help from the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Department of Homeland Security. Between 6,000 and 12,000 children were exposed to drinking water with high levels of lead. The water supply change was also the cause of an outbreak of Legionnaires' disease in the county that killed 12 people and affected another 87. 4 government officials, one from the city of Flint, 2 from the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality, and 1 from Environmental Protection Agency, resigned over the mishandling of the crisis. Don't go nowhere yet. You need to possibly get charged with the amount of people that were damaged by this. And 1 additional MDEQ staff member was fired. 15 criminal cases have been filed against local and state officials in regard to the crisis, but only 1 minor conviction has been obtained, and all the other charges have been dismissed and dropped. So, as of 2020, excavations of water service lines had been performed, resulting in the replacement of 9,516 lead pipes and the confirmation of 15,526 copper pipes. As of August of 2020, the city has inspected 91,000 of Flint homes for lead pipes, but still has 2,500 more to go. It expects to finish replacing lead pipes by November 30th of 2020. In August of 2020, the victims of the water crisis were awarded a combined settlement of $600 million, with 80% of that amount going to the families of children affected by the crisis. So what does that mean for the people of Flint? Got an article here from mlive.com. Flint first requirement for getting part of $600 million settlement will be more patience. This was posted today. The first thing to know about a historic $600 million Flint water crisis settlement with the state of Michigan is you can't make a claim for a share of it yet. In fact, it's likely to be several months before you can. Attorneys familiar with the settlement said Thursday, August 20th, that the deal still must be finalized before it's presented to a federal court judge for approval, a process that can take up to 45 days. Once that happens, a claim administrator will have to be appointed by the court to oversee the process for taking damage claims. Governor Gretchen Whitmer and Attorney General Dana Nessel announced some details of the settlement Thursday, August 20th, and asked residents for patience as the deal works its way through the legal system. Several things need to happen before this agreement can be finalized, and because of those steps, many of the details must remain confidential for the time being, Nessel said in a video statement released by her office Thursday morning. A summary of the settlement agreement released by Governor Gretchen Whitmer's office says the state will pay $600 million into a qualified settlement fund for the benefit of the individuals, property owners, and businesses who claim they were injured by the water distributed by the city of Flint, while the city used the Flint River as its drinking water source. First of all, they're not claiming anything. This affected them. Roughly 80% of the fund will be dedicated to Flint children, with those 6 years old or younger at the time of their first exposure to river water receiving the largest portion of the funds. Attorneys involved in the case are under court order not to discuss the full agreement, but said safeguards are being or have been built into the document that are aimed at protecting the settlements awarded to children and to ensure direct payments are not used by their parents or guardians. Among other things, the settlement establishes a filing process for those who wish to submit claims, provided they owned or lived in a home that received water from the city's treatment plant from April 25th of 2014 until the date the settlement agreement is signed. Claims can also be filed by individuals who ingested or came into contact with water treated by the city for at least 21 days during any 30-day period from April 25th of 2014 until December 31st of 2016. You know, they got a lot to do. They got a lot to work with. I'm not going to read the rest of that. That doesn't seem. The same state summary of the settlement says, okay, let's read this. All owners and renters of residential property in Flint who received water between April 25th of 2014 and July 31st of 2016 will be eligible to recover property-related compensation. All individuals who were minors in Flint at the time they were first exposed to Flint water from April 25th of 2014 to the date the settlement agreement is signed will be eligible to recover compensation without proof of injury, with larger amounts of compensation to those who can show personal injuries. Blood or bone lead levels, or who lived in homes with lead service lines. Adults in Flint exposed to Flint water during the same period will be eligible to recover compensation with proof of personal injury. Approximately 15% of the settlement fund is earmarked for adults, with another 3% set aside for property damage claims. The fund will also provide local school districts and public school academies within the Genesee Intermediate School District with financing to provide special education for students who lived in Flint. Oh man. During the same exposure period and who require such services. Special procedures will apply for individuals who are minors or are legally incapacitated. Because the amount to be paid for each claim will be in part depend on how many filed claims are verified. The precise amount to be paid to each person will not be known until the claims process is completed, something that's not expected to happen until 2021. The settlement is structured so that defendants in the Flint Water Crisis or water cases, other than the state of Michigan, its agencies and current and former employees may join by committing to contribute an amount approved by the residents and the state. Those amounts will increase the fund available for distribution to residents. So in turn, this sounds like a good deal for everyone. Some people are saying that it's not enough. Imagine being poisoned by your own city, you guys. Think about that. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So we're going to hop out of the current events. Those are more serious topics. We're going to work our way over to our hot topics. Okay. Okay, so we got some comments here. Welcome, you guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in with me live. So Breonna Taylor was executed. That's the way to say it. How did police miss her boyfriend who was shooting at them and hit her 8 times? That's a good question. And of course, there is no doubt that she was executed in her home. And that's the same thing that took place with the Tatiana Jefferson as well. I know that after her parents died, in that situation, a lot of people, kind of wrap that story up. But, that story still is sat with me as well, because these are women in their homes not doing anything and police busting in, shooting up the place. Make it make sense. I understand that police officers are in fear, but you can't be in fear when you're doing a job that you signed up for, And there's other tactics. With a Tatiana situation, it was slightly different, but not really, because the officer shot through the window. But with Breonna's case, these people had a warrant. These people had whatever evidence they claimed they had to go into the home. They actually, literally bust through her door and began shooting. It is execution. You're right. What's up, God of Blackness? Yo, LA. So let me get over here, because we're going to talk about him a little bit later. But this story comes 18 years later. Jam Master Jay, a legend in the community. And I thought I had an article up of his, so give me just a second. Could have sworn I had an article up. Yep, I already did. So, 2 are charged in killing of Jam Master Jay, hip hop pioneer. The 2 men had long been suspects in the 2002 killing of DJ, a member of the group Run DMC. This was posted August 17th of 2020. When Jam Master Jay, the DJ for the pioneering rap group Run DMC, was killed in his studio in Queens nearly 20 years ago, it struck the hip-hop world with the force of a tragedy. Shrines to Jay, whose real name is Jason Mizell, popped up in barbershops and on street corners. People wanted to know who could have gunned down a peaceful old school DJ whose group rapped mostly about sneakers, girls, and basketball. Over the next 2 decades, Mr. Mizell's murder achieved a mythic status as one of the rap world's coldest cases. There were plenty of leads, but none of them resulted in charges until now. On Monday, city and federal authorities announced that they had charged 2 men who had been long suspects in the case. The authorities blamed the fatal shooting on a cocaine deal gone wrong. The 2 men, Ronald Washington and Carl Jordan Jr., were charged with murder while engaged in drug trafficking, and a 10-count indictment unsealed on Monday in the U.S. District Court in Brooklyn. Mr. Jordan pleaded not guilty at his arraignment Monday afternoon. Mr. Washington was expected to be arraigned later in the week. Both men face minimum sentences of 20 years in prison if convicted. Without going into specifics, Seth D. Ducharme, the acting U.S. attorney in Brooklyn, acknowledged that the authorities face serious challenges in pursuing the case since Mr. Mizell was killed in late 2002. Mr. Ducharme credited Queens detectives, the FBI, and agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives for their persistent investigation. This is a case about a murder that for nearly 2 decades has gone unanswered, Mr. Ducharme said. Today we begin to answer that question of who killed Jason Mizell and why. According to court papers filed on Monday, Mr. Washington and Mr. Jordan, both of them armed, broke into Mr. Mizell's studio on Merrick Boulevard in Jamaica, Queens at about 7:30 p.m. on October 30th of 2002. As Mr. Washington forced someone inside the studio to the ground at gunpoint, the papers say Mr. Jordan fired a bullet into Mr. Mizell's head, killing him almost instantly. They walked in and murdered him in cold blood, Mr. Ducharme said. Prosecutors said that the 2 men had executed Mr. Mizell after he sought to exclude them from a multi-kilogram, multi-state narcotics transaction. In July of 2002, just months before the murder, court papers say Mr. Mizell had received about 10 kilos of cocaine on consignment from a supplier in Maryland. Mr. Washington and Mr. Jordan were supposed to have been his partners in the deal, the papers say, but after a dispute, which was not described, Mr. Mizell threatened to cut them out. There was beef. It didn't go as planned, one official said. Mr. Washington, age 56, is currently serving a federal prison sentence for 6 robberies. Mr. Jordan, age 36, was taken into custody on Sunday. Federal prosecutors first accused Mr. Washington of taking part in Mr. Mizell's murder in 2007 when he was convicted in the robbery case and sentenced to 210 months in prison, said Susan Kelman, his lawyer at the time. Although prosecutors tried to use the murder accusation in a bid to raise his sentence, Ms. Kelman said she never took it seriously. I had a sense that somebody whispered something in their ear to get themselves out of trouble, she said, adding that Mr. Washington had always said he was not the killer. When he heard the allegation, he was laughing. He said, "Good one," she said. Mr. Washington did not appear to have a lawyer representing him on the new charges. Mr. Jordan's lawyer did not return a request for comment. Mr. Jordan had previously been charged with attempted murder in the shooting of Mr. Mizell's nephew in 2003, but the case was dismissed when the nephew failed to cooperate with the authorities, according to law enforcement officials. 2 witnesses in the case were cooperating with the government, said a law enforcement official who spoke on the condition of anonymity. In the weeks and months that followed the killing, Mr. Mizell, age 37, detectives explored several possible explanations for the shooting, including that the gunman had a grudge against the rapper 50 Cent, a protege of Jam Master Jay's, and was trying to hit back at him by killing Mr. Mizell. That theory was later discounted. Investigators who reviewed Mr. Mizell's business and personal relationships struggled with finding a motive and wondered why someone might want to kill a man who had not embraced prominent rivalries with others in the industry. The case went cold a few years later. Mr. Mizell spent several years of his childhood in Queens' neighborhood of Hollis, which has a rich hip-hop legacy. He gained nationwide fame as the trailblazing DJ for Run DMC, a trio that included Joseph Simmons, known as Run, and Daryl McDaniels, known as DMC. In the years before Mr. Mizell's death, he increasingly embraced the role of a local talent scout, listening to demo tapes of 14, 15-year-old rappers and making suggestions. In 2002, he founded the Scratch DJ Academy, where students learn DJ techniques. After the case reopened in 2016, Mr. Mizell's older brother, Marvin Thompson, said in an interview that his brother felt he had nothing to show for all the work he had put into his career, and he wanted to cut ties with those around him. "I got all these leeches on me," Mr. Thompson recalled his brother saying. Mr. Thompson remained convinced that the killing involved people close to Mr. Mizell, including some who were among 4 people in the studio that night. Whew. Man, they did do him dirty, yo. And to think, these men who wake up, change their lives, and want to get something started for their community, just getting wiped out in the process of doing that, that just seems to be a continual story that, keeps on happening. And it's unfortunate. But from what I understand, these 2 men were close to Jam Master Jay, and they were, I do believe one of them was like sleeping in the studio, or that's just something I've heard. I'm not confirming that, but you got to watch the people around you, for sure. So rest in peace to Jam Master Jay. Much respect to him for paving the way for DJs out here who are, they're doing their thing out here. And he's one of the people who helped create that movement. So rest in peace. So we have this video I put together. Pretty much Trey Songz is under a sexual assault claim. He's actually going through a lawsuit right now. But this girl, y'all know her, Selena Powell. Ugh, I just don't know how anybody can mess with her. But here goes a little montage video. So, okay, I'm not even gonna play all this because you know they're a little graphic. But these two, Selena Powell in the white, the other girl is her friend. I don't know her name. They're saying that Trey Songz did some crazy stuff to them. I don't know if y'all can see my screen, but I'm gonna highlight it right here. So you're telling me that he's on that type of time, allegedly. This is what these girls are coming out their mouths and saying. But then you have, you know, Keke Palmer, who pretty much said that she was sexually assaulted. Nobody wanted to believe her. So then there's another woman, a white woman, who had came out on a podcast or something and said the same thing, that she was actually pushed up against the wall. Trey Songz kissed her or tried to kiss her or something like that. So basically, you know, I was wondering why Trey Songz haven't been putting out music like talking about it. He was a good artist out of, you know, from what I thought back in the day, but you can't hold these celebrities to such a high standard. These people are regular people. And I'm not saying that he did anything because I wasn't there, but you know, when a bunch of people keep saying the same thing about a person, you start to pick your ears up and you start to listen in on the same things that people continuously keep saying. Now, I'm not saying the brother is doing this stuff, but you know, people continuously is saying things. Let me go to these comments real quick. Exactly. So same old story. Y'all talking about Jam Master Jay. Same old story. One of his homies in the hood did it. Same story they used when Nipsey was killed. That narrative is becoming repetitive, but you got to think about it though. That narrative with Nipsey is flawed. It's very flawed because you got some people saying that dude knew Nipsey, and then you got some people saying that, hey, he didn't know Nipsey like that. So very interesting. What's interesting about this case is that the NYPD, ATF, and the FBI were on this case. Plus, they added a drug charge along with this murder. So all of these agencies with Jam Master Jay, all of these agencies, you mean to tell me that it took 18 years to get a conviction? And they had already said that they were on his homie a while back. So, you defund the police anymore, and them people ain't gonna be able to solve nothing. It seems like, are they doing this for the money or what? What are they doing this for? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, Aisha, that's my homegirl. Yes, if it looks like a duck, and I think you are referring to Trey Songz, if I'm correct. But if it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, you know, I feel real bad for Shorty because look at all these times where Keke Palmer has had to come out and perpetuate the same story. And, you know, this Wendy Williams, this one, she really could have dug into Wendy for real, the way Wendy was trying to challenge her and belittle her and make her story seem insignificant. You know, Keke Palmer came out a couple years ago and she pretty much said that, you know, Trey Songz put her in a bad position. He put her in a music video she did not want to be in, and she felt like she was being pressured at a time where she didn't feel like she should have been. I mean, why would you pressure a woman to be in a music video they clearly don't want to be in? So we're going to keep it like that. We're going to keep it at woulda, shoulda, coulda. You shouldn't have been doing that mess. You should have just left the girl alone. And whatever's going on with these chicken heads, these two, because he actually came out on Twitter and he said that you would believe a bird or something like that. He said something that was just like, well, dude, why are you addressing them if they're birds? You know, we already know what this one is all about. Selena Powell. If y'all dudes are in the industry and y'all are still messing with people like this, I mean, that's on you. You know, whatever comes out, whatever she says about you, or whatever screenshot she can put out about you, you pretty much setting yourself up for that. But when you take it a step further and do things that are unwarranted, like I'm pretty sure the friend wasn't expecting you to, you know, R. Kelly her, because that's the same accusation that has been put up against R. Kelly. You know, those type of things are just sexual perversions. And if you're into that, cool. But when people are saying that you are sexually assaulting them and you're consistently getting this accusation thrown at you, I'm going to take a look. I'm going to take a look, and the rest of the world is going to take a look as well. We have an article from theblast.com. Trey Songz sexual assault accuser scores huge victory in legal battle. This was posted today, yesterday, August 20th of 2021. 2020. Oh my gosh, I'm in a whole nother time zone. My bad. According to court documents obtained by The Blast, a decision was recently handed down by a federal appellate court. Earlier this year, a woman using the pseudonym Jane Doe filed a $10 million lawsuit against Trey, accusing him of assaulting her in a Florida club. Wow. The court told the woman she had to reveal her identity before her case could proceed, which was unusual in the specific type of case. Doe appealed the decision, forcing her to reveal her name. The higher court agreed with argument and said she did not have to reveal her identity. The court order read, the district court abused its discretion in denying Ms. Doe's motion for two reasons. First, it erroneously concluded that Ms. Doe would be required to disclose her identity at trial, contrary to cases showing that is not necessarily so. Second, it failed to properly consider Ms. Doe's allegations about the stigma she claimed she would face as a result of her family religious beliefs. Further, the district court denied Ms. Doe's leave to proceed anonymously before Mr. Neverson even appeared in the case, despite acknowledging that it will not pose that great of a risk of unfairness to him. The case will now go back to the district court, and Jane Doe will not have to name herself at this point. So, $10 million case. That's my face right now. You know, dudes will risk it all just to lay up with somebody. Risk it all. And you don't know who these people are, but you know, if I'm a celebrity, I'm gonna be very cautious of who I let around me. It's not just gonna be anybody just coming up to me. You know, the fans will be a fan, you know, but so I feel bad for Kiki too. If they still mess with her, they deserve to be exposed. Correct. And yeah, she better invest in some therapy, but what you think about Trey Songz? Because it just puzzles me. You know, all of these allegations are swarming around, and you can find that clip of the white woman giving her side of whatever took place. I don't know her name. We can look it up though. Everybody's signing an NDA. Everybody's going to be quiet because we do not need to know what I'm doing 24 hours a day. But that's something that celebrities don't think about. They just want to be a celebrity. Now, shout out to the Tea in the Shade. I'm trying to find where they posted this white woman with her accusation against Trey, because it only seems like people believe in sexual assault when a white woman says it. And I should have looked this up earlier, so I do apologize. But we're here. We're here with each other. It's a couple people in the building. Like the video, share the video, let everybody know the LA show is live. What is this, like the second time I've been live in 2020? That's terrible. I can't find the woman, but y'all can look it up because she came out and publicly said it, and I saw it, so I know it happened. But Trey, Mr. Steal Your Girl. So we back. We are at the main event, you guys. And I wanted to show off this sister that I've been following on my Instagram page. Y'all go follow at LA Show _. Really, really talented rapper, you know, and she gave me permission to post this on YouTube. Her name is at Brown _skin _Quinn, right there. Go follow her and listen to her WAP challenge. Wow. Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what she did? She flipped that jump, you know, and that's how you do wordplay. With the rap game now, and what a lot of people are failing to realize is that the women back in the day, Lil Kim's, Foxy Brown's, they had a wordplay. They knew how to flip words and tell you stories and kind of hide the negativity between verses. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, these artists are just getting paid to put out whatever, shock value, you know, and that's something that I've learned watching what 6ix9ine has been doing and how he's been maneuvering. Just like Cisco said in the last video, it's all about shock value. So we have this situation going on with Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. And I am all for supporting women. I believe women when they say something has happened to them. I don't really want to go back and forth with anybody. But this situation right here, it's strange. It is really strange. But Megan Thee Stallion has finally came out, told us what's going on. I appreciate that because I was wondering what is going on. Like, seriously. So, what was this? A day ago. Yesterday, Megan put out pictures of her gunshot wound. And the internet went crazy. And I said to myself, I said, should I speak on it now or should I wait? Because I figured more was going to come out. So I was right. And more has came out. LA Times, Megan, because the LA Times put out some stuff as well. But we gotta support Megan. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Um, I'm looking for something in particular. I'm looking for the article where they claim that she got cut by glass instead of being shot, which was very interesting. And I should have looked that up too, but I was excited because, this is my first live with you guys, and I thank you all for tuning in, rocking with me. I mean, that's true. Could be true, could not be true. Nowadays, it's too easy to accuse someone or anything, especially when it comes to whites accusing blacks. Yeah, that's true. But I look at patterns of behavior. And, a bunch of women that don't know each other are not going to just come on and just say anything, They're not going to come on and repeat the same story, you know, about somebody. Yeah, people want to play get back with men. Yeah, they're scoring women out here. Yeah, yeah. But I look at it like, okay, we have somebody who we have known in our community, trusted in our community. She ain't never done nothing to us. Keke Palmer, why would she lie? Why would she lie? You know? But okay. God will rise. Where you been, Queen? Man, I have been chilling. And also I have been digging, looking into things. You know how I get down. I like to get into it. So I've been chilling, looking into some stuff. And I decided to come on live and talk to y'all. Thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you are here. And, I appreciate you, all hard-working women out here that's still getting it through this pandemic. I appreciate you all, essential workers, and some more. Yes. But let's discuss Megan and what took place. Okay, here goes the article. So, LA Times released an article yesterday revealing updates from Los Angeles County District Attorney regarding Megan Thee Stallion's case. So they're pretty much trying to say that she was a victim of a cut of glass. Y'all can look that article up. I'm still trying to find it. Let's see if this is it. Nope. Okay. We're going to read that article too. My bad, y'all. I was just looking at something. But yeah, so LA Times is coming out with an article that I can't find saying that she may have been cut. And at that point, Megan Thee Stallion goes completely off because after she released the picture of her foot, I guess she was expecting that people were going to feel more sympathy for her, and she deleted that post, of course. But then LA Times comes out with this article. She posts a tweet saying that, if you lie again, I'm tired of sparing you, but lie one more again, or something like that. So let's listen to what Megan has to say. Mm. Mm. Y'all can't hear it? I apologize. This is as loud as it goes. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear this. So if you couldn't hear her up until this point, basically she names Tory Lanez and she says that there was 4 people in the car. She's saying that it was his bodyguard, Tory, her, and her friend Kelsey. It's okay. I'm going to try to break it down. And she pretty much says that they were arguing, no physical dispute, arguing. She gets out the car from what she says, and he shot her from the back window or the back seat. Crazy. And yeah, she's mad. That's the part that really gets me too when she says them 3 went to jail. You know, what do you, yeah, people going to jail, you're the victim. Yeah, that's what happens. She also said that we on the internet want to believe a lie before we believe the truth. But, you know, there hasn't been anything coming out about this. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, people are believing whatever narrative is being spun, which happens in most cases. Ugh. She said he's not in jail. She didn't tell the law what happened. And, you know, that's not good. That's not good to feel like, you know, you can get shot and you don't have nobody to run to. You know, that's a toe up feeling. That's toe up. So today we get an article from AP News. Megan Thee Stallion says person who shot her was Tory Lanez. More than a month after she was shot in the feet after a party in the Hollywood Hills, Megan Thee Stallion said for the first time Thursday night that fellow hip-hop star Tory Lanez was the person who pulled the trigger. Yes, Tory shot me. You shot me and you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying. The 25-year-old rapper, whose legal name is Megan Pete, said in an Instagram live video, "Stop lying. Why lie? I don't understand." Representatives for Lanez, a 28-year-old rapper and singer whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, did not respond to requests for comment late Thursday night and have not responded to several previous requests for comment from the Associated Press. Pete said she did not tell Los Angeles police, who came to the scene on July 12th, about the shooting because she was afraid of legal repercussions and afraid for her safety. "I didn't tell the police nothing because I didn't want us to get in more trouble," she says in the video. Peterson was arrested the morning of the incident on suspicion of possession of a concealed weapon. I'm going to read that again. Peterson was arrested the morning of the incident on suspicion of possession of a concealed weapon. Did you have the weapon or not? She said in the video that there was an argument between the people in the vehicle and Peterson shot her when she tried to walk away. She denied rumors that she had hit him in the SUV. Pete first said publicly that she was shot later that week and has slowly revealed more in several social media posts since it happened, usually in response to what she said were false stories spreading. She said from the beginning that she expected to fully recover, but said in a subsequent post that the shooting, which required her to have surgery to have the bullets removed, was super scary and the worst experience of her life. And she felt blessed that the gunfire hit her where it did. She consistently declined to name Peterson until Thursday night, when she also tweeted, "Lie one more time and I'm gonna quit sparing you." That's what she said. Megan Thee Stallion was already a major hip hop star after a triumphant year that recently saw her nominated for Artist of the Year at the upcoming MTV Video Music Awards, and in recent days has become part of a huge cultural phenomenon with her guest stint on the Cardi B song WAP. A huge cultural phenomenon. Let's just highlight that. The body celebration of women's sexuality. The Billboard Hot 100 at number 1 this week. Because we love raunchy, nasty stuff. We just love it. We just love it. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. Love what you love. If you like to twerk, twerk until you can't no more. But I want to know what y'all think about Megan Thee Stallion. Please leave it down below because I'm very, very curious. You know, that's why I left this at the end. And speaking of this huge, what is this called? We'll go back to my highlighted event. Huge cultural phenomenon. And guess what I'm finna type in? Because now we want to talk about a huge cultural phenomenon for us. How is that a huge cultural phenomenon for us? I'm just It's a song. I mean, what y'all? We ain't gonna read the LA Times because they BS, and I think they deleted their article about the cut glass, but people screenshot it, people got it. You can try to look it up, send it to me if you can, because I would like to read it in its entirety. But I forgot to put this in the description, y'all. Since we're talking about huge cultural phenomenons and whatnot, you know. So who is Tessa Thompson? And why do you agree? Why are you defending this movie? So we got this movie coming out on Netflix called Cuties. And since we're having a huge cultural phenomenon about WAP, why don't we sorry y'all, I gotta stretch. Why don't we talk about this movie? Because you know, this movie is about a little girl that wants to twerk. Oh my god. Can't make this stuff up. But you know, over sexualization. You're right. You're right, Aisha. You're exactly right. So my question is, since WAP is such a huge phenomenal culture phenomenon, or whatever the fuck they talk, sorry about that, y'all. Whatever they talking about, come on now. Come on now. Because this stuff right here, this stuff ticks me off. So, Cuties is a 2020 French teen coming of age comedy drama film written and directed by Maimona Ducour. I think I did pretty good with that name. On her feature film directorial debut. The film stars Fathia Yusuf, Medina El Aid Azoni, and Maimona Gueye in the lead roles. The film is about a traditional Senegalese Muslim girl who is caught and torn between two contrasting sides, traditional values and internet culture. We just calling anything culture nowadays, and it's blowing me. While also speaking about hypersexualization of pre-adolescent girls. What we need a film about this for? The film was premiered in the World Cinema Dramatic Competition sector of 2020 Sundance Film Festival on 23rd January 2020 and won the Directing Jury Award praising the script of the film. So other people, you know, not just Netflix, they all pretty much like this and they wanted to put this out to the public. But, you know, another thing that I think is very funny is how they're talking about the internet culture. What did you really mean by that? Did you mean rap culture? Because what else would make your child twerk? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is she going to be twerking to? Make it make sense. So a synopsis of the film: 11-year-old immigrant girl Amy, originally hailing from Senegal, lives with her mother Miriam in one of Paris's poorest neighborhoods in an apartment along with her two younger brothers, awaiting for her father to rejoin the family from Senegal. Things turn swiftly as Amy is fascinated by her disobedient neighbor Angelica and her twerking clique called Cuties, an adult-style dance troupe which has contrasting fortunes and characteristics to Miriam's traditional customs, values, and traditions. So basically, this is just about this is just primarily about rebellion, teaching your kids how to rebel. And somebody was pointing out that this pizza bag that she's holding with these underwear lace underwear on outside of her pants. Does that not worry anybody? Make it make sense. But that's the type of world we in now. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So Cisco said they trying to prep the girls to be sex vixens. So, okay, that makes sense because that goes back to the rap culture. They just said that the WAP song was a cultural phenomenon. So, you might as well get a movie out here to groom little girls to be in these rap videos and twerk. And the strangest thing that gets me in our community, and this is not talking down on anybody's parenting skills because we all parent different. But my thing about it is, why do parents like for their kids to be so grown? I've seen women that actually like to hear their kids cuss. Like they don't get on them. They don't say nothing to them. Why do y'all want y'all kids to be so grown? Ain't it hard being an adult for you? Why do you want your kids to be an adult so quickly? You know what I'm saying? Pizzagate. I mean, they did have her with her little pizza bag and but them little draws on her, that don't make no sense, y'all. Them little draws she had on over top of her pants. I mean, what kind of sense do that make? Move. This dog. Move. But yeah, that toy, I forgot the name. Girl, you already know. LA Show been on them. So we've had several toys that have popped out that make you go, what? Is this the toy you talking about? Wait a minute. Let me share my screen. Let me find it first. Let me find it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Wait a minute. Give me just a second, y'all. Because she brought up that toy. Because, is this the toy you talking about? The LOL's doll? It's called LOL Surprise Doll. And, this is one of the toys that I think you're talking about. But you dip it in cold water. Okay, you dip it in cold water, and the parent found out that all of a sudden, when you take it out the water, she got on some little panties and a little bra. And it looked like a little jacket over top of her bra and panties. And she got tattoos. Are those tattoos? You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. So, where is that other toy? It's another toy. Where is it? It was what was it? Trolls? Let's talk about that real quick too. Oh, here we go. Dang. Okay. I hope y'all can hear this. So this toy right here had a button between its legs. Okay, the trolls, what is it? The Giggle and Sing Poppy. So this thing had a button on its belly or something like that, and then it turned around and had a button on its private part. Y'all, I can't take it. I can't. Not fooling with these children now. Leave these kids alone. Or LA Show will report on you. No questions asked. These grown folks, they can do whatever. whatever. But don't be messing with no kids, you know. Oh my goodness. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about all we have discussed. This is my first live in a minute. I thank y'all for sticking it out with me. I was fumbling over words a little bit, you know. I was getting a little nervous, but it's okay, you know. Do what you love what you do, and keep pushing to be better at it. And that's what I'm going to do. But I will be back. Y'all can cash at me, LA Show 1, $ LA Show 1. Y'all need to sign up and go over there to my Instagram page where I'll be talking about all types of stuff on there. I'll be dropping some jewels. You know what I'm saying? I really do. Thank you, girl. I appreciate y'all, all of y'all, for watching and tuning in. I know I came on a little early. Might schedule these for later on in the day because we are doing virtual learning, and my family will be starting school Monday. So this is going to be something that's really new to a lot of people. So just bear with me, but just know I'm always watching. I'm always looking. So send me some stories at LA Show _ on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook, Young LA. You can reach me by email, lashow1@yahoo.com. And, you know, drop me a line, drop me a comment. Tell me what you guys think about different things. I will be here with more, and I might do a more in-depth story on the Cuties situation, because that is just disgusting. Disgusting. But I will be back. I love you all. Please have a very good weekend. Be safe, and I'll holler at y'all.